In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create a sales funnel even if you have no LinkedIn audience whatsoever. And it's going to cover 5 main steps. And specifically, this is the exact funnel that I used in order to get from getting my girlfriend to like and comment under my post on LinkedIn and struggling to get 5 comments or likes per post at the start of this year to now growing at about 1,000 followers per month and getting to about 80 to 100,000 people seeing my posts and a lot of people checking out my profile, as you can see on the stats on the right-hand side over here. Now, without further ado, I do appreciate that I'm just literally starting and I'm just scratching the surface of what's possible with sales funnels, but I really want to document and share with you what's been working with me so far. And you can see some of the comments over here, even really popular LinkedIn folks like Matt reach out to me and say, hey, this works really well. And I know after running this Ideas past Nemo that he really appreciated it. And so I'm going to share with you the exact sales funnel that you need in order to generate as much business and as much inbound leads as possible for yourself. So without further ado, there are 5 stages to any sales funnel. The first stage is the traffic. When we talk about traffic, we mean people that are actively jumping on your lead magnets, people that are genuinely interested in your posts, and people that interact with you. So that's the first stage, which is generating demand, otherwise known as traffic. Stage 2 is then capturing this traffic in the form of a lead magnet. And the lead magnet is a high value resource which you share with someone in return for their email address. So essentially you're trying to lock them into something, and that specific resource should educate them and also give them a lot of value and a little snippet of your main core offering or your main core service. And typically that's things like an audit or a step-by-step guide or some sort of cheat sheet, something that basically a lot of other companies will give out for free as well. Now, at that stage, as soon as they opt into a lead magnet, those prospects will enter the next stage, which is called indoctrination. Now, indoctrination is whereby you kind of try and align them with your company mission, and you're trying to say things like, hey, typically folks that subscribe to my newsletter or typically folks that opt in for this lead magnet struggle with these 3 things. And then you basically list the 3 things that they might be struggling with. So the typical symptoms of your typical customers. For me, that's things like they're struggling to generate leads, they're fed up of poorly qualified leads, and their whole sales process is a mess. They don't have a CRM, they don't know what they're doing, and they just lack the bandwidth to basically do all of this lovely stuff. And that's why they will hire an agency like us to generate demand, capture those leads, qualify them, and book them in for qualified calls into their calendar, right? So that's the third stage, which is indoctrination. And once again, I'll share all of this in a separate lead magnet so you can literally read exactly step-by-step how I structure all of these copy. And then finally, as soon as they're in the indoctrination sequence, what every single person has in their indoctrination is a PS line. And the PS line to every email is something like, when you're ready, here are 2 ways that I can help. And typically, the first option is a high-end offer. For example, it's, hey, I help consultants to close 20K in pipeline in the next 60 days. You can book a call with me here, right? So that's the first option. And the second option is a bit softer and a bit of a smaller commitment. So things like, if you want a free audit of your sales processes, you can book in a call with me over here. So that's typically how the sales emails work when it comes to the sales emails. And throughout all of this, I recommend having at the very least 10 emails where you are adding up more and more value and you're nurturing those leads with even more resources that they're likely to find useful when it comes to actually using your lead magnets. So all you're doing is you're basically documenting what you do internally for your business in the form of SOPs, and you basically then put them into little lead magnets. And as soon as someone enters their email, you put them into this sequence, right? And then before you know it, they then click on the links from those emails and it takes them to a sales page. And a sales page typically walks them through a high ticket offer and a lower ticket offer as well. Let's start from the very left over here, because I think there is a lot of stuff that could go wrong. So the hardest stage is probably generating the traffic, you would think, right? And there are 5 ways that you could probably generate traffic. The first way is by just commenting on bigger creators' posts on LinkedIn. Now, this is the most underrated thing, but if you comment something that completely disagrees with a person, otherwise known as like shit commenting, right? A lot of the time that draws a lot of attention because a lot of people are thinking the same thing as you, like, hey, this guy is full of crap and they're telling absolute rubbish advice on LinkedIn. And that's with a lot of influencers that get paid for promotions and so on. So you can literally comment underneath their main posts, something negative or something that disagrees with the main person that posted it. And in return, a lot of people will be checking out your page, and that will drive traffic to your page. And for me personally, I don't do too much negative posting, but a lot of the time I call out people for just endorsing some random tools or promoting random AI tools, which actually, are just glamorized ChatGPT things and so on. So that's the first option, that you can basically comment underneath people's posts. Secondly, you can post on LinkedIn. And trust me, it's so much easier than you think. All you need to get started with posting on LinkedIn is this tool called Clio Chrome extension. And basically, Clio Chrome extension, if you get it, will find you all the most viral and the best posts on LinkedIn. And you can basically look at the structure of those posts, copy and paste it to yourself, and basically change up the wording. And at the same time, you can discover influences in your specific niche, look at the most viral content from that, copy and paste and slightly reformat it, and then give out the same lead magnets as they're giving out for the last 3 months anyways, right? So that's another little way that you can do it using the Clio Chrome extension. And on top of that, a lot of things that are in my viral post template, which once again, this is something that works for me, and I'm nowhere close to being viral, but I just want to share with you stuff that works. But essentially, you should be posting 5 days a week. Every single time before you draft a post, you need to understand what topic it will cover. You understand what people you can tag in the post. So a lot of the time you can tag people that either own some software tools or who are thought leaders in your space, so that if they comment or like your post afterwards, all of their community would then be able to basically see your posts as well. So that's for that reason, we need to basically tag at the very least 2 or 3 people per post, just so that we tap into their audience and we can steal their audience to get them to interact with your post as well. Now, Clio Chrome extension I already mentioned. Visuals are very important as well. So if it's a text-only post, it's a bit boring. I recommend posting as many videos as possible, because as soon as you show how you do something as a part of your business, you will build a lot more trust and credibility amongst your prospects, and they can then basically book in calls with you quite a lot. And that's what happened to me recently. As soon as I started posting videos, I get plenty of inbound because people already know what they want, because they're like, oh, I saw this video on that automation. Can you build it for me, right? And that's something that you can do for sure. That's why visuals are really important. And then on top of that, the hook is 99% of the LinkedIn post. So make sure that the hook is worth stopping by and basically just reading the entire post. And once again, you can just use the Clio Chrome extension to find that out. And the Chrome extension is completely free. I have no affiliation with it yet. So that's a nice one to use as well. On top of that, you need to decide whether you give away a lead magnet in your post or not. From my experience, I realized that it's only sustainable to give away 1 lead magnet every week at most. Otherwise, your audience just takes you for granted and they don't opt into it. And on top of that, make sure that your lead magnet promise is actually delivered. So if you say that you're going to give away 50 prompts and 50 templates, you actually have to give that away, because a lot of the time you feel very underwhelmed when someone gives you some sort of free value and it's crap, right? So that's another thing. Make sure your call to actions are clear on the lead magnets as well. The visuals are created. Then you can draft the post, you can schedule it, and you can post it on LinkedIn. And in a nutshell, that's how you can basically start off by generating traffic. So you're going to find a thought leader in your industry. You're going to look at their viral posts using Clio Chrome extension. You're then going to basically use that format to repurpose it, reformat it, and post it on your feed. And you're going to tag a bunch of people, a bunch of tools that you used in the process, so that they can interact with your post. And hopefully that gives you a lot more visibility on your post going forward. On top of that, you're going to start commenting under people's posts. That's super important as well. I would recommend commenting just on the bigger creators' posts, just so that you can really tap into larger followings. And on top of that, at some point, you may consider doing things like webinars, which personally work for me because I work with some venture capital companies. And every single time that you do a webinar on your topic, for example, it's ghostwriting, lead generation, consulting, whatever the hell it is, every single time that you do a webinar, you'll get a lot of inbound traffic. So straight away, you can prompt them to then follow you on LinkedIn and do all of that lovely stuff on LinkedIn as well. Now, as far as lead magnets go, there are a lot of ways that you can think of lead magnets, but typically it's just documenting your entire process, splitting into little chunks, and then giving it away for free. And straight away, you can basically then build those lead magnets. Now, if you're not familiar with where you can create lead magnets, I personally recommend this tool called Subpage. I know their founder. It's a great tool. It's very, very cheap as well. So at the time of you watching it, you get 5 free lead magnets, so you can try it out for free. And I'm not even going to plug my affiliate link here, but do give it a shot, because the way it works is basically every time that someone opts in for a lead magnet, they would basically have to, at some point, share their email address somewhere, and that gets captured inside of the lead magnet system. And then as soon as that happens, you can basically have a trigger whereby a new lead opts into a lead magnet. You then basically add them to a nurture sequence straight away. And nurture sequence, you can do it in ConvertKit or any other automation platform. I personally just do it inside of SmartLead because I centralize everything inside of SmartLead, and then I add them automatically into the CRM. So if that's a process that you want me to do for you, and I can literally send you this exact automation or set it up for you, just drop me a line. It probably takes like 30 minutes to put this together, so it's not that difficult. So essentially, so far we covered the traffic, we covered the lead magnets, and we covered the indoctrination. Now, one way that you can test this out for yourself is whenever you opt into my lead magnets, a lot of the time you would then be able to basically read some of the templates that I'm sending out, and that probably will give you a bit of a background of how other people create those kind of funnels. Now, one final thing about sales funnels. It's the cheapest and easiest way to get leads, but there is one caveat as well on top of that you can literally copy and paste the best sales funnels in the world just by opting into the sales funnels of your competitors, subscribing to their newsletter, seeing the exact email copy that they're sending out to their prospects, and then basically reformatting it for your own audience. And guess what? That will then generate you a lot of leads on autopilot. So if I were you, go pick 2 or 3 influencers in your niche, opt into their lead magnets, opt into their sequences, follow them on LinkedIn, start commenting under their posts, and I guarantee you that you will start capturing as many leads, if not more, than what I'm capturing. And right now I'm probably getting about 500 leads in total from all of my lead magnets and stuff. And if I go on my LinkedIn right now, you can see I'm averaging about 77k impressions, but that's gone down recently, which is not too bad. But either way, out of those, a lot of people, like 1 in 10 people that sees my posts these days checks out my profile. So I must be doing something right. Anyways, without further ado, if you want the entire sales funnel, I'll link it down below so you can watch it for yourself. But hopefully this helps. And in terms of tools, it's honestly very simple. All you need is just a lead magnet tool like Subpage, a place to email those people, like, for example, in this case, it will be SmartLead, or you can use ConvertKit, or you can use SendGrid as well, which I'm going to go on their website now so you can find it, sendgrid.com, and that's free as well. And then all it is, you get a free Subpage account, you get a free SendGrid account. Every time they opt into a lead magnet, they get an email. Happy days, as simple as it gets, right? And on top of that, one final thing that I think I forgot to mention was underneath every single post, whenever you give away a lead magnet, all you need to do at the bottom of it is say, hey, comment this word so I can send you the guide. And then as soon as you see it at the bottom here, DM views and I'll send you the step-by-step guide. Straight away, people start commenting views, 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 and that boosts visibility to your post. So all of a sudden, you're going semi-viral, you're driving inbound leads, and hopefully that paves the way for you to become a huge success story later down the line. Now, if you enjoyed this, do give it a like, do comment down below if you have any questions on sales funnels at all. And other than that, hope you enjoyed the video and opt in for some future lead magnets because I'm sure you want to see what my sales funnel looks like. All the best in the meantime. Have a good one.